A new decade is just around the corner, so we need to ask ourselves, is it time to just finally quit Uber?
Xbox,
Twitter,
Uber,
Postmates,
Netflix, MoviePass,
Google, Facebook, eBay,
DoorDash,
Apple, Amazon,
Airbnb,
The Apptrepreneur. Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur. If this is your first time here and you happen to like these videos, well, welcome. I'm glad to have you, but please do a favor. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell notification. We upload videos on a near daily basis and we would like you to be notified of when those videos go up. So anyway, we are going to start with something. We're going to jump right into this. This is an interesting story. Stop using Uber. This is from Tech in USA. Sorry, Tech in Asia. I don't know why I said USA. Since this article makes some people mad, I'm going to make this clear right out front. This is an opinion piece. It reflects my opinion, not the official position of Tech in Asia. But with that out of the way, here's my opinion. You should stop using Uber. It's highlighted in bold. Why? Because the company's corporate culture is pretty clearly rotten to the core. First, there's a sexism. You've probably already read Susan Fowler's story of her time working at Uber, in which she says she suffered unwelcome advances and deeply unfair treatment, receiving no help from HR even after providing them with documentary evidence. Then another former Uber employee came forward with her own similar story. Then yet another woman came forward. Of course, that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Uber controversies. In the past week alone, we've seen a damning video of Uber CEO Travis Kalanick yelling at one of his own drivers and the reveal of Uber's Greyball program, which it used to evade legal authorities in markets where its business model wasn't yet approved or was outright banned. But this isn't just a recent problem. Uber's short history, it was founded just 8 years ago, is full of similarly troubled incidents. There's the creepy God view, for example, which allows Uber to track any user's whereabouts during rides without their permission. The company allegedly used God view to track the rides of about 30 relatively well-known Uber users as part of a party in 2011. It got in further trouble for using the God view to track a journalist without her permission in 2014. The company claimed it has changed, but a December story from the Center for Investigating Reporting alleges that God view is still in use. And a court statement from the company's former forensic investigator, who was speaking under oath, says that Uber employees have been using the tool to track everyone from celebrities to politicians to ex-girlfriends without their permission. And last year, Uber's app began collecting location information in the background, even at times when not in an Uber vehicle. Then there was Uber VP Emil Michael's infamous 2014 suggestion that the company could hire researchers to dig up dirt on the personal lives of journalists. In particular, Pando Dali's Sarah Lacey, whose blog I enjoy quite a bit, by the way. Michael suggested that the company would be justified in spending $1 million to prove a particular claim about Lacey's personal life as a kind of revenge for her tough coverage of Uber. Mr. Michael remains a senior-level executive at Uber. I could keep going. There have been creepy ads, creepier drivers, Kalanick's creepy comments, the allegations that Uber was sabotaging competitor Lyft by booking and then canceling thousands of rides. The whole hashtag delete Uber controversy and much more, but I think the point here is clear. Uber has a seriously poisonous internal culture. I understand that Uber has also made getting around easier and cheaper for millions of people across the world. It deserves credit for popularizing the ride-sharing business model, although it may not have perfected it yet. It's still losing boatloads of money. And to be fair, Uber isn't the only ride-sharing company to have produced a few scandals. Even so, I think consumers need to consider what their Uber payments are supporting. This is a company that clearly has serious problems with sexism. It's a company that has been repeatedly caught violating user privacy. It's a company that's willing to put up with high-level executives venting about blackmailing journalists. Stick with me, folks. I know where I'm going with this. I know that we don't usually just read the articles all the way through, but stick with me for a minute more. If you have any choice, and in almost every market you do have a choice, why would you want to give your money to Uber? To be clear, I don't hate Uber, and I don't hope the company fails. I would like to see Uber succeed, but not if that means the world accepting and supporting its current poisonous corporate culture. I genuinely think that what's best for Uber right now is a shock to the system. Kalanick may be starting to get that major changes need to be made, but bringing in some new executive to babysit the CEO isn't going to solve these problems. Uber needs to make major changes from top to bottom to ensure that it's respecting its own employees, respecting the privacy of its users, and adding something positive to the community. As a consumer, the best way you can push for those changes is to withhold your financial support from Uber until they happen. Let's read that last sentence one more time. As a consumer, the best way you can push for those changes is to withhold your financial support from Uber until they happen. And again, this is an opinion piece. Now, some of you might be listening to this opinion piece and saying, well, so what? That's another day at Uber, right? Some of you who've been listening and paying particular attention might notice that Kalanick's not the CEO anymore. This article, in fact, isn't even recent. It was written the 6th of March in 2017. That will be almost 3 years ago as of the recording of this video. And I chose this article because originally someone had sent me an article about someone who'd wrote an opinion piece that we need to stop using Uber in 2020. Now, I lost that article, and through many Bing and Google searches, I found this one. And it dawned on me that the best way to actually highlight how uncommitted to change Uber actually is to read an article that's almost 3 years old that has the same problems we're having today. So, what is it? Here's the thing. The company's corporate culture is pretty clearly rotten to the core. Okay, that is still what's going on right now. There's sexism. Yes, we know that still exists. And here's the thing. Where is it? We don't know much about the Godview program. But we know that they're still collecting data. Let's see here. You have the creepy ads, creepier drivers. The delete Uber. Heck, delete Uber came back. It came back a couple times. It's still losing boatloads of money. And the company has been caught repeatedly violating user privacy. And yeah, the article almost reads like it was written today. I mean, I think that's saying something. That is truly saying something. That kind of shows me that this is a company that seems unable and unwilling to change. Maybe it's willing to change and just unable. Either way, it's not changing. It will never change. Yes, we can continue to talk about it. Yes, once in a while they will do something that actually seems a little positive. But for 3 years, almost 3 years, this article was written. Nothing's changed. Uber is still the same crappy company it was almost 3 years ago. And it almost seems fitting as we start to end out the year, as we start to end out the decade, and we look at this, and it kind of actually goes to show just how pointless YouTube can be sometimes. I mean, you gripe, you vent, you talk about things, and nothing changes. Because who are you, really? In fact, here's something that this article doesn't even address. How little drivers were making back then. About 3 years ago is when the rates started really hitting drivers hard in the pocket. And that has not changed at all. It's gotten so much worse, in fact, that had they actually addressed the payment, I don't know. It might have actually stood out that the article was a lot older because they might have actually listed a price. But Uber, as much as it's fun to talk about Uber, they're not going to change anytime soon. They just aren't. And I think they're incapable of changing at this point in time. Now, I am probably incapable of ever completely ceasing to talk about Uber. But you ask why I started talking about other things that are not Uber related. This is mainly the main reason why. Because I can't do it anymore. I mean, I can and I will, but I can't do it every single day. Or, like, I have to start thinking about other things. Now, some of you might be looking at this point like, well, you're kind of beating a dead horse. You've mentioned the channel's going in a different direction. Why don't you just say it? It's pretty much going to be like one of the last times. There's going to be at least one more we're going to talk about the direction of the channel. It's probably going to be a state of the channel address of some sort. And I know some of my viewers are thinking that I'm turning my backs on them. But here's the thing, folks. I want you to look at this date real hard. It's not that I'm giving up on you. I'm giving up on the idea this company is ever going to improve. So, I'll still talk about them. It's easy. Complaining about Uber is like shooting fish in a barrel. It's not, there's no challenge in it. But I'm definitely going to start challenging myself on this channel a lot more. And we're just going to have to see what happens in the future. I talked about YouTube as kind of this unstable job. You're never guaranteed anything. And one of the reasons people kind of get stuck in ruts is because this is what they know. They do a certain thing, it gets views, it continues to get views, but at the end of the day, it makes you scared to try something new. You read that "I'm going to unsubscribe" comment, and you start freaking out a little inside. Because, hey, if 4 people are telling you that they're going to unsubscribe, that's probably like, what, 40? But the thing is, it's not even that much fun of a topic anymore. It just isn't. So I will always find the company fascinating, in the sense I always find tech companies fascinating. But yeah, and the main reason I wanted to talk this, I didn't even really want to talk about my channel. I just sort of got into that a little. I'm sorry about that. The main reason I wanted to mention this is because people have been asking me, why would I want to move on from Uber when the topic has been so lucrative? And this is, I guess, how should I put this? I think there's only so many times I can stop using Uber. Stop driving for Uber. There's only so many times I can say that before I start getting emails and from people who say that they've been screwed by Uber and the pay is low, and it's like, yeah. I mean, what have I been saying for 3 years? I don't know if I can say this anymore. It's getting to be too difficult. So, one of the New Year's resolutions, and there'll be a separate video dedicated to this, is I'm going to talk about Uber with the understanding that you shouldn't use it. You shouldn't use it. You shouldn't drive for them. If you're watching my channel and you're driving for them and you're complaining about what they're doing, that's on you. It really is on you at this point. I can't hold your hand forever. I can't keep... Not that I won't ever stop answering emails, but I can't respond to you and say, when you say, hey, I got unfairly deactivated. Well, look, I'm sorry, that sucks. What did you expect? Look at what happened. Look at what happened. How many Uber tubers do you know that have just been deactivated over who knows what? I think it's time to stop using Uber. It's time to stop driving for Uber. And I am giving myself 2 years to maybe even 1 year to completely stop talking about Uber. I know I'm going to probably annoy some people on that claim. I'm sorry. But this isn't funny anymore. I saw this article. It was kind of like a wake-up call that there's more to life than complaining about a company that cares so little about not only you, but themselves, that 3 years later, like almost 3 years later, this article, with the exception of the fact that Travis Kalanick is clearly no longer at Uber, reads pretty much like any article you would read today. So, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting next year. It's going to be a very interesting next year. And, well, I don't know. I'm definitely curious to see where it takes me. And you. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens with tech in general. But hey, as always, what do you think about this? Do you agree, disagree? I would love to know. So, comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy my videos, consider becoming a Patreon member. It's totally optional, of course, but even as little as $1 a month goes a long way to help the channel run smoothly, and you get access to my private Discord server and exclusive Patrons blog. Also, if gas prices are getting just a little down, check out the Get Upside app below. It's totally free, but you get cash back on every gas purchase. If you want more content from me, check us out at Kevin T. Rodriguez, the Apptrepreneur Vlogs, and Autograph Hound. And finally, if you would like to talk to me or other fellow rideshare drivers out there, check us out the Apptrepreneur Hangouts on Facebook. And as always, blame responsibly. Have a good one. Well, all right. That caps off another year, pretty much. Oh, hi, honey. You scared me. Is everything all right?
I've been reading the comment section.
Oh, well, you know how people can be.
They're right.
Excuse me?
Your videos are stale. Your channel is called the Apptrepreneur, not What Sucks About Uber Today. You should talk about more than one app. Where are the reviews?
That's not true.
Having an affair with Amazon once in a while doesn't count. Honey, you've had this channel for 4 years and the look hasn't changed since we've started dating. I can't go to the women's church group and tell them my husband is a bum YouTuber who won't even change the look of his channel.
What are you saying, honey?
I'm saying it's time to get better. It's time to stop being a guy that's just talking smack about Uber. It's time for an upgrade.
What are you doing? Put those down. Honey!